and we're back. It's me, Anton, from Black Dads Lives. Happy New Year. You man.
Fuck's sakes, man. Oh, I feel my
You know what?
favorite dad.
And it's me, Carlos. Welcome back. Happy New Year, guys.
Yo, Happy New Year, man. You know who it is. It's your fucking boy, Jason. Let's get it.
You know what? Yeah, sorry, guys. We're scrapping the count.
You know what?
Tiny thing. We're trying to be professional, right?
Yo,
But these man, obviously, I'm just trying to step it up. I'm just trying to step it up.
It's
the
it,
first time was only 20 seconds. Then that time 40 seconds.
If you guys could see the private chat that was going on through the countdown, then you would understand why some of these guys are in tears. Anyway, let's get to it.
Sorry, listen, sorry. We're back.
Let's get to it. Yeah. Now, obviously, first show back of the year.
Yes.
I think we've been doing a lot of reflecting, especially like over the Christmas period and with COVID killing off a load of people and what's going on around the world. So one of the things that I was thinking about is what advice I would give to my younger self. So obviously, if I could go back in time, whatever, spiritually, and speak to a younger version of myself, what advice would I give? Now, you man can start. You can talk about whether it would be in school or obviously we're still young, innit? So I don't know how far back you would want to go. But yeah, do you know what to take it away?
How do you know, like, how do you know that you haven't already been back and told yourself?
Oh, you're getting deep already, I see.
That's just a question, isn't it? How do you know?
But do you know what? I think for me, because I've made because I'm interested in certain things now that I'm older. Whereas I know if I was younger, like when I'm in school, like I love space. Yeah, that just intrigues me so much. Astrology, astronomy, it all like I just think it's all amazing. Space. So when I was in school, I probably would have put more emphasis into science and focusing on it from that point of view, I suppose. So if that's something I would have said to my younger self, I suppose it's more of applying myself in a certain subject, but not necessarily that it would change my career path in a way, but it would actually just broaden my horizons. And then the stuff that I'm trying to learn now, it would make it a lot more easier for me because I would have had the background to it, if that makes sense.
Do you feel like you would have learnt more in school? Because to me, science in school was like photosynthesis and them type of things there. Do you know what I mean? Like that wouldn't necessarily help if you're like, I don't know, your astronomy.
I do, because I feel like if I would have taken more of a personal interest in that, and then you go to your science teacher, because for me, it's like anything. If a teacher, a science teacher, yeah, then they've got to have had some sort of passion at some point about science in it. You know what I mean? So if I'm their student then, and I'm coming in and this is what I'm passionate about, like I've always said, sometimes you're right, that's because it could be the teachers as well. Do you know what I mean? That will crap. Like I always said, if I had Professor Brian Cox as my teacher, yeah, the way that he explains everything and around the solar system and everything like that, it's just so intriguing. It's so interesting. It's so easy to take in. So that probably could have been part of it, but I think I probably would have took it upon myself to teach myself more as well.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And probably probed and asked more questions in those lessons. Do you know what I mean? And then they probably would have been able to put me in the right direction. Even if they didn't know all the answers, they would have said, well, actually, read this book or speak to so-and-so, or do you know what I mean? Put me in the right direction to help with it.
I hear that. You can actually think about it, a lot of teachers, science is broad, isn't it? So some of the teachers could have gone in with like the love of biology or the body or anything along those lines, do you know what I mean? So And a lot of schools, like, unless you are a specialist, you're going to just touch on everything and anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You
Yeah.
have to teach. You don't have really a choice. You have a curriculum, so you can't really teach on what you want to teach. So if you were to go back and speak to your younger self, you probably point yourself in the right direction. And with your love for it growing as you've got older, that could be your future self in theory pointing you now in that right direction to go and like seek that information. Obviously, I'm not saying that is the case, but that could be the case, isn't it, in reality?
It could be.
I mean,
That's deep, but it could be.
real talk. It could be, but Anton, if you're, Anton, if your future self, comes back to you as a big man and says, "Yo, get into science," then your future self, with all due respect, is a dickhead.
You're a dickhead. What you on about?
Your future self should have gone back to you as a youth and said, "Yo, get into science." No, you're a big man.
This is what I'm saying, yeah. This is what I'm saying. But then Dash is there saying, yeah. Well, this might be your future. You're going back to you now. Do you know what I'm saying? So why? I can only go off what he's saying, innit? Like for me, I'm thinking about what I'll do to my younger self, innit? Not like big old man Anton coming up to me now, telling me, like, maybe like,
bro, trust me, it's the future. Oh man.
Do you know that crazy professor from what is it, Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Yo.
But it's like that, I suppose, as a child, and there's life lessons in it. Like, why when I was younger, I made quite a bit of money, used to waste it. You know what I mean? Like, why not save?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? There's certain decisions that you made as an adult, and you think, well, actually, why have I even done that? Do you know what I mean? And those sort of regrets where it's like you look back and think, well, actually, nah, I wouldn't have done that now, or I would have handled certain situations differently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I would go back and tell my younger self just to like be a bit more humble, because set times of like said things and just thinking, wow, this is gonna come back and bite me one day. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when I was going to private school, so obviously private primary school, we took a test to get into the school. And then I remember if you was like the top person, you used to get a free scholarship in it. So when it's coming to the test, my mum was like, "Oh, yeah, make sure you pass and like do well in the test." I'm like, "Don't worry, I've got this. I'm getting that free scholarship." And I was like, "No, just obviously try your best." Like, "No, don't worry, I've got it. You're not gonna have to pay to send me to the school. I'm coming top." So obviously, man did the test. Man didn't come top. So obviously, I probably owe my mum grads. Do you know what I mean? But humble enough. Even if I thought it, I should have just like kept that to myself. That's what I keep on thinking. And there's like been plenty of occasions where I've been like that. Like even say for example when I was in college, I think it was like my first set of exams. We had to go into the classroom and the teacher was like reading out the results and whatnot. And someone must have seen my result, and then they've come out and then there's like, "Oh yeah, I've got this." I think she came out, she's like, "Oh, I got a B. And I was like, "Right, you got a B, you got a B, I must have got an A." And she's like, "No, you didn't." And I was like, no, if you got a B, I definitely got an A. And she's like, yeah, I don't think you did do better than me." And then I went into the classroom, and then when I see my result, my face just dropped, and I was like, "Wow!" And then she's like, "Oh, how did you do?"
What did you get?
Man got a D in that.
D.
And I was like, "Wow!" Like I just should have been more humble, but like I said, that was the first exam for the year. So after that, it just made me like put my head down and start like grinding out. So. But yeah, be more humble, and even if you are going to be a bit arrogant and like a bit full of yourself, just hold that in it. Like not everyone else has to hear that. you can believe in yourself, but not necessarily everyone else need to hear your beliefs, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, isn't there?
Very true. Very true. What are you doing, Carlos? What advice are you giving to yourself?
Me?
Be less aggressive.
Me, nah, I'm chilled, me.
You are now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His older self came back to him and gave him a beating, and then he didn't want it. He's like, yo, let all you go around.
You idiot. Nah.
Yo, because you want vex, man.
Nah. Do you know what, though? It kept everyone else in line. So...
Yo, people were scared of you.
Exactly.
No, people just see what happened to him. People see consequences. Jordash behaved himself because he's seen the beatings that Carlos got and thought, I don't want to take them licks.
Yeah.
I was that person in my family. That's how I know.
Carlos was man. I was worried for
anyway,
Carlos.
go on. Sorry, Carlos, because I always cut you off.
Do you know what? Probably not much I would change. I'd probably it'd be more around probably high school at times that I'd be thinking, like, maybe don't invest too much time into thinking, oh, you need to go to uni and stuff like that. Because, boy, uni's not for everyone. Uni doesn't get you the best job like schools would lead you to think, unless you know exactly what you want to do. So it's more like take your time to find out what you want to do, find what you're passionate about, and then go into that. Whereas I found my feet now, I found what I want to do, which is not something I would have thought of back then. But when we were younger, remember our mum used to always ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I used to be like, I don't know, because I didn't know. I think having that conversation earlier and being made more aware of what there is out there would have helped me. And I think that's definitely the kind of thing I'm going to be doing with Remy, is having that kind of conversation, getting him to have a touch and feel of all of these different things that there are, to see what he likes and what he's good at, and then be like, well, do you want to give this a try? Do you want to try this? So he's got a feel for it. I'm not going to be like pushing him to go to uni and stuff like that, because like I said, it's not for everyone, but it is definitely something you could look at doing later. So that's more where I feel is like getting myself to experience more things and to try more things. Like, don't get me wrong, we did try a lot of different things when we were younger. We were tasting all sorts of things. Like with sports, we tried every different sport under the sun, and education was just one thing that we've always been around because of family. So I think not too much would change, just get more experience and stuff and awareness of stuff, really.
Oh, let's pick that.
Okay, so in relation to that though, I don't know, like obviously like with university and whatnot, it's like you said, it is literally not for everyone. Like some people, it might be their dreams and aspiration to go to, but the only thing I feel is like obviously time changes, like it just changes as obviously life goes on. So with a lot of our parents would have said, I'll go to university in order to get the best jobs and whatnot. But my thoughts are obviously the education system is obviously it's outdated. Like it is outdated. It's not keeping up with the technological times and whatnot. And like we've said previously, like some people who are smashing it in life are the ones who haven't been to like university, because university, I think, in my opinion, it just helps you to be a good worker. Do you know what I mean? It helps you to just fall in line, not necessarily go out and be, say, a businessman or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, yeah, you can find out like set things and you can learn set ways. It does help you to communicate with people from different walks of life. So it does help in that sense. But in reality, if you look at like some people, like we said before, like YouTubers and Instagrammers and social media people, like they've found their way, their niche, and they've been able to like monetize on it. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, do you know what? When you get it to all in the bud, then some of them like Instagrammers, yeah, them social media flakes, yeah, they didn't find themselves. They found a camera. That was just timing. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of the content creators that you find on YouTube and stuff actually is quite impressive. You know what I mean? They probably wouldn't have made it onto into that sort of role, or do you know what I mean? Or into a sort of media role if it wouldn't have been for social media. So I think it's good. I think it's good from that aspect. But some of these like influencers and stuff like that, man, just piss me off. I just don't even get what what they get paid for. You get me? Just it's mad. But on the uni thing, sorry.
Go on.
No, I was gonna say on the uni thing though, like, because I never went to university, innit? And that's, I don't get me wrong, I've not got a regret for like, oh, I wish I went uni, innit? But it looked fun. Like, it looked sick.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like uni life, like student halls, like women student accommodation, or like the partying, like freshers, all that sort of thing. That's the bit that for me, because obviously I'm like more partying, and that's why. And as soon as I could leave education, yeah, I left education. So I didn't even go to college.
Yeah, no, the uni, the lifestyle thing, yeah, I understand that. That is part of, that's a benefit for it, really, because you get to socialize, you get to meet lots of people from lots of different places and learn different things in that aspect. But it's, you really are there to work, really. And some people found that out a lot later than others. Like I knew, because being from going to sixth form before going to there, I experienced like not doing well in exams, so I was well aware of how hard I'd need to work in uni to get to the end, basically, to pass and to do well. So there's that side of it, but you got to get the balance, because there were quite a few people on my course that just parted, and I didn't see them until like the third year, when we got the final assignment to hand in, and they're doing all-nighters for the last three weeks till the deadline. And I handed mine in like 2 weeks early, and I was like, I'm done now, guys. Laters. I'd go on holiday now and enjoy myself. And they were all depressing. But yeah.
That's a madness, that.
But yeah, it's mental.
How about you, young Idris?
I think, if I'm being honest, I could go back and give younger me some advice. Depending on what age I'd go back to, would depend on the advice. Going back to like a 16-year-old Jason, I'd probably say, listen, no. If I'm like a 11-year-old Jason, I'd be like, yo, listen, fuck school, Facebook. Yeah. Start Facebook. Create it.
Create it.
I'm joking. Facts. Listen, fucking either create Facebook or Google, one of the two, bro. But that's what I'd say to myself. I'd probably tell 16-year-old Jason, look, listen, lose weight sooner. Shut up, bitch. I'd say lose weight sooner, because your life changes dramatically when you're slimmer, and you probably get a lot more girls and enjoy uni a lot more.
Spend less time at the strip club.
I don't know what. Listen, Carlos was there with me. Carlos was right there with me, and he was slim. So I don't know what he's saying about Carlos's game.
Why are you dragging me under the bus with you?
No.
Hold your own L, bro.
Nah, you were slim. Yeah, you were quote unquote quite good looking. So if you're there right with me, and you're not wingmanning me there, it's more time as your suggestion to go. Right? What are you saying about your game, bro? You had no game.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Right? So what I'm saying is, I'd go. I'll tell young Jason, yo, lose weight. enjoy your life a bit more, innit? Like, I feel like life's too short. I think it's when you get to this age, you realise, like, how short life is. Like, just the little things, like getting out of bed in the morning, you're feeling fucking, ugh. You got to drag your ass out of bed. And the energy, you don't have the energy. And we all sit there and reminisce and miss, like, the younger days, innit? Like, and I really would probably tell young Jason 2 serious things. One would be spend more time with your dad. Get to know him, because obviously my dad passed away when I was quite young. But we get to know him, spend more time with him, learn from him. Even though you think he's a dickhead because he's always telling you off and he's strict, like, it's for a reason. So he loves you. And just spend more time with him, like try and create memories with him. And then the second thing would probably be just enjoy life as much as you can, because it's fragile and we're all only here for a short time. So enjoy it. Just make the most of it, man. That's what I'd seriously tell myself. But I would also make sure that young Jason knew that you need to get slim so you can be, you know, in and out of them sheets.
Nah, I hear that. Do you know why? Because as you get older, I swear that exercising becomes so hard.
Yeah.
Like, as you're younger, you just continue as you go on. Then you're nice, but like, like it's difficult. It's difficult to even like motivate yourself, especially. You know what I mean? So if you're struggling to do that when you really not got no responsibilities and whatnot, obviously when you're younger, you just go to school or college or uni, and that's not really.
Yeah.
You don't have to work. You don't have to like be paid mortgages.
Man.
You're not adulting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
it's training your body though, innit, and teaching yourself on what motivation is, man. Because the way that motivation works, anyways, you need to push yourself to do it. And then once you actually start doing whatever the subject is, that's when you build the motivation. You know what I mean? For it. And it's like just when people go to the gym and they don't go to the gym, fight to get there. And then once you start going regularly, you're addicted to the gym and you just want to go to the gym. You want to go and exercise because your body's telling you, well, you want to release these endorphins.
Dickhead.
I don't know what he did, you know. It's like someone just put up that little emoji. Emoji. And Dash is going on a bit frozen, so I'm not sure what it was.
But no, it's true though, man. I think another thing is just calm down. Like when you're a teenager, or when you're like, I remember, for example, quick story. I remember when Carlos was younger and he had this girl.
His face.
And I remember, like, she dumped him in it, and Carlos was a mess, bro. Like, he couldn't stop crying, and he's like, "Yo, I never found anybody to love me again." And he was doing all this, and it's like, well, Carlos, remember Carlos? Carlos, remember?
I wish you'd tell a true story one day.
No, this is true, man. This is Carlos is. Listen, bro. Listen, yeah, man. Then real talk, yeah. Listen, Carlos. My shoulder is still wet with your tears, bro. Still wet.
This guy.
Right? So anyway, but seriously, yeah. It's just when you're that age, right, and you're like, these things happen and they're so significant, like it's the worst thing in the entire world. Like, not necessarily like, you know, losing who you think is, you know, the one forever, but, you know, like just little things like falling out with your brethren, or, you know, not doing so well in school, or, you know, these little minor things that, like, just, you know, have so, like, you stress and you worry and you'll get so, it just doesn't matter, man. It's like,
in reality, it doesn't know. Do you know what I mean?
No goddamn mortgage. You ain't got no bills. Like, you're chilling, bro. You're chilling.
You're actually chilling. That's what I'm saying.
Life's easy right now.
When you remember your parents saying that to you?
Yeah.
You remember your parents saying that to you?
These are the best days of your life. You be like,
and it's just be like,
yeah. You're not out, bro.
Trust me.
Listen, I would give anything. If I would trade Becky in a heartbeat to be 11 again, bro. Facts, bro. Facts. To be 11 again, bro. That you know, the optimistic view of the world, like you're full of hope.
Innocence.
They're innocent. You're full of hope for the future, and everything's just wonderful. Like compared to being a 32-year-old man, bro, with mortgage and bills.
Yo,
Man. So yeah, I tell young Jay, listen, bro, take it easy, bro. Life's sweet right now. If anything, if anything, I'd probably take young Jay to visit old Jay and be like, yo, look at my fucking life, bro. Look at my life, bro. Listen.
yo, be shocked, innit?
Yo.
I'll be shocked. Is that how you're living?
Yeah, no. But like, listen, you look at my bank statement, yeah? This is money in, bills. Yo.
Nah, I think younger Anson will be happy with my kids, my little family.
Listen, I agree. I think you will be proud of, listen, you've done well for yourself. Like, you've got your own house, you've got a family. Like, you should be proud of yourself, absolutely. What I'm saying is, like, in regards to the stress side of things.
Yeah.
We did not know stress.
Because little things used to stress you out, and now when you think back to it, it's like, that was not stress.
That's so minor. So minor.
But I see it now with my youths, innit, when they start arguing or they start getting stressed out of each other over something minor.
Yeah.
You know what it was tonight? So Laura, for Christmas, I got her a Yankee Candle. That's it, Yankee Candle Advent calendar, innit?
Okay.
So she's opened them all up anyway, and obviously she only burnt them like the odd night, so she's still got a few of them left. And it comes with like 2 holders. So she puts one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and she lights them. So then I don't know where it's come from now. The kids have got this thing where they take it in turns, blowing out the candle. I know, random, innit? So I was just sat down, chilling, watching the football, yeah? And then all of a sudden, all I could hear was, Mum, don't forget, Tyler, Mum, it's my turn to blow out the candle. So so then Layla goes, no, it's not. You did it yesterday. Today's my turn. So I'm sat there, yeah, and literally
out the candle, yo.
about blowing out a candle, and literally for about 10 minutes, yeah, they're arguing between each other about blowing out this candle. And I'm thinking, Laura's going to get involved in a minute. The Laura turned around and said, stop arguing. If you keep arguing, no one's blowing out the candle. I'll blow out the candle. Then Laura goes off, and then Laura's there. Then Laura gets involved with him, and then it's a 3-way discussion now about who blew out the candle yesterday because none of them can remember. I'm sat there trying to watch the match.
Light the candle, boy.
Why? I just had to turn around. That's what I said. Like, but I didn't say that. I just turned around because what actually happened was Laura blew out the candle yesterday. So then, and this is what the only reason why I remember is because Laura blew out the candle. Yeah. Then Tyler looked at her like she just punched him. She punched him in his face. Yeah. And goes, Mum, what have you done? And he goes, what are you on about, son? He goes, it's my turn to blow out the candle. And she goes, oh, sorry, you do it tomorrow, and walks off. You know what I mean? So in Tyler's head, he's like, tomorrow's candle's mine. So he's going to blow out his candle. But in Layla's head, Layla's today.
Yeah.
Why? I just stopped it. I just literally set up. And just say, yo, your mum did it yesterday, Tyler's doing it today, Layla does it tomorrow. Said it's simple. And then went, okay. And then just scattered.
Good.
I went about the business. Absolutely hilarious. But that's what my point is. They get stressed out over the littlest thing, but up into the biggest thing. You know what I mean? And then when you say to them, actually, in the grand scheme of things,
it's so minor. Yeah,
it's minor. It's nothing, kids. Like, why do you even care? You know what I mean? I tell you what, bring the candle here.
That's what I would have done, you. Just be like, yeah.
Madness.
Throwing out the candles. Don't have any more candles.
Madness. Right, we've got another subject. Well, we've got another couple actually that I want to touch on today. But this one was more from Dash. So I'll let you start off on this.
So gender roles. I just want to know what obviously everyone's thoughts on it, because the other day, I think I might have just seen it on like Instagram. A woman, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Jamelia actually. On her Instagram, her daughter must have had like some screwdriver, and then
Yeah.
all like wearing like her frozen dressing gown. And she's like, "Oh yeah, my daughter does both basically." And I thought, okay, that's interesting to say the least, because quite a few people were like making comments on it. I was just thinking like, why can't she use a screwdriver? Obviously, just didn't get it. But then what I just realized was that obviously in society, even if we go back in time, you'll see like obviously certain toys that you used and even certain colors that you were dressed in, like people were allowed to like wear, or obviously people geared up to like a certain role in terms of their gender. So I just want to know your thoughts on, yeah, in your upbringing, were you able to play with like certain toys, or were you allowed to wear certain colors or anything along those lines? And what would you do for your children as well? Like, is that something that you do like consciously or unconsciously?
No.
Well, guys, I'll kick this one off because I've got quite a few thoughts on the topic. So, Jordash, in order to answer your question, first and foremost, I personally believe in 2021 that there is no such thing as gender roles. Okay? I think that a man, a boy, a girl, a woman can do whatever they want, be whoever they want. And I don't think there's any specific terms or toys or colour which should exist to define one gender. For example, when I was growing up, boys were blue, girls were pink.
Right.
I think in this day and age, that is complete and utter bullshit. Boys can be whatever colour they want, girls can be whatever colour they want, as long as they are happy.
Why did you just finish it like that, bro? I just thought like it just
Connection.
abruptly. Like I thought your connection had gone.
It's Gary, you know what?
Did you read it
Right?
off the script?
You know what?
That's
Right.
just how I feel.
1 second. No. Let me just speak a sec. First of all, yeah, I've took this down just to help out with Carlos's OCD, by the way, guys. If anyone's wondering. But then, secondly, yeah, that sounded like a government-led statement.
What? 100%.
That
No.
sounded like
Aaron Boris
that
is
sounded like you was gonna say something.
Yeah,
You told your wife,
yeah.
and your wife said, "Don't say that. Say
Yeah.
this," and then wrote it out for you, and then you come to us with that.
No,
That's
no,
what it
no.
sounds like.
The way that ended, it just ended like so abrupt. It just went boom.
Because I was thinking, I should let somebody else take the floor, but I think, as I said previously, that there's no such thing as gender. I think we shouldn't really define a child or by their sex, and we shouldn't define their sex by the gender, so by a color or by a specific toy. For example, when I have children, if my son wants to play with Barbies, then that is absolutely fine with me. And if my
Okay, I hear that. So does that mean you would go out and buy a Barbie for your son?
if my son if my son wanted a Barbie,
how would you know he's going to be showing an interest if you don't buy it anyway?
because so how does a child ever get these experiences? They'll go to their female cousin's house, play with the Barbie. I say, look, he really enjoys the Barbie. Let's buy him a Barbie.
So I'm saying before that you even took him to a female cousin's house, would you not like even like buy him a doll like when he's younger, like when he's born or anything along those lines?
I get
Why
what
should it be defined by someone else's toy? Like,
Okay,
would you not?
in that case, in Jordan, so what I'd probably aim to do then in response to that question then is I believe is a child should get experiences, okay? Just like when you're playing sport, you try a load of sports and you see what sport you prefer, what sport you naturally gravitate to. To that end, what I would do then, Jordan, I'd probably buy a bunch of toys and see what he prefers. You know, I don't even like saying he prefers. I'll see what they prefer.
I'll see, hoping for a boy. So for me, I can't go as far as Jason, if I'm honest. I don't know whether young Idris is being genuine or not. Especially when he goes as far as saying that they can choose the gender. The genders.
I think in 2021 you should be gender neutral, shouldn't you? And let the child decide what gender they want to be when they're of an appropriate age.
No, you're going too far. You're going too far. So I don't know if you're just doing this to try and wind me up or not.
Why would you wind me up,
Nah, because you know what gender you are by what you've got between your legs. Do you know what I'm saying? You do. That's what gender. That's no. Let me speak.
Why is Jason leaving?
I know, yeah, Jason, because he's going over the top. That is what your gender is. Yeah. Now, I think what he's talking about is he's talking on when you get the children that want to change sex and different things like that. I wasn't really talking on that level because at that point it's how that specific child feels inside in it and on there bringing up everything, do you know what I mean, that goes around it. Whereas what I'm talking about when I'm talking about gender roles is like my son, because when I had my son then, if I would have brought him a doll, and I'll be honest with you, no, I wouldn't have brought him a doll. But would I have taken an issue with him playing with a doll? No.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I have brought him a doll? Because he's a boy in the way that I was here is in society, really. Boys don't play with dolls. But then I remember playing with you guys when I was younger, and we used to play with wrestlers that were dolls.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? You got an action man that's a male doll. Do you know what I mean? I never personally had an action man, but do you know what I mean though? So when you're saying about boys or girls or what they're gonna play with, like Tyler, I remember his first outfit that we got him from Amazon Papas was like grown-up outfit. It was like a pair of little jeans, but they weren't real jeans, and a pink t-shirt because pink suited his complexion. So it was like it looks good in pink. Do you know what I mean? So we're not the ones where we're going to be like, oh yeah, you need to wear a certain color or you need to conform to a certain way. But with the dolls or certain things like that, yeah, I think I won't cross them. And if we're going to start talking about non-binary, like what I think Jason was touching on, and letting your child decide on what gender they are, that's all madness. That I'm sorry, because you know what you can only, and this is, I feel like the world's going a bit mad. Do you know what I mean? Like really, you can only be two genders in it. You're either a male or you're female. However you want to live your life, like physically live your life, that's totally separate. And I respect anyone who wants to live their life in any way they want to. If you was born a man, but you feel like you're a woman, or vice versa, then that's your preference. That's your choice. Do you know what I mean? But for a couple, it's like one of yous and your partner, saying to your children, saying to each other, right, when our baby's born, our baby's going to decide its own sex. It's going to decide its gender when it's ready. I just think the world's going mad with that. I don't get it. So I feel like that's nuts. But that might be my ignorance. I don't know. But for me, you're either one or the other, innit? Sorry, it sounds ignorant to you.
It does sound pretty ignorant, but hey ho, it's your opinion.
Okay, so let's put it in your perspective then. So
in my perspective, do you know what is mad? It's the other day, yeah, I was watching something and it was a case of people being reincarnated. So just imagine in one life that you are a man, and then in your second life you are reincarnated into a woman. I think I believe in like soul families and soulmates and all these things and etc. So you can have soul families. So even if you do like come back again or whatnot, you can still find your soulmate, and they could be in another form. I'm not saying like if they come back as a chicken or something, and you're a man, then you're gonna end up in a relationship with a chicken. But I'm saying in reality, it can happen like that. Do you get me? Obviously, it sounds a bit far fetched. Yeah, I get it. But I'm like, if you're just keeping it like sort of basic in terms of like humans, I feel like yeah, one of you can actually come back as a man, and then another one might come back a man, but your souls still are entwined. So obviously, it may mean that you're still thinking that
No,
you are a woman or identifying as a woman.
nah, because
Because
for
you do
me,
this
if
time.
just because it's your soulmate, yeah,
Have you
just
watched?
because
Have
you
you
got a
watched
soulmate,
Soul? Have you watched Soul?
yeah, I've watched Soul, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see
It's
how the little soul dropped into the body. So I'm saying that could happen. That could be your soul, but you're gonna drop into a man's body, a woman's
nah,
body.
right.
There.
Look,
So
look, uh, that's now, yeah. You're comparing us to a Pixar movie. This is what I'm saying, right? Guys, going mad. This is what I'm saying, yeah. First of all, you need to believe in reincarnation, yeah, for that to
mhm.
happen, yeah. Which, to be fair, I'm sort of on a boundary because I've been told that I'm a fresh soul in it. But whatever, you get me. I've been saying what I've been told. But even that, from if that was happening, yeah, and me and Laura passed away, yeah, and then we both come back again, and then Laura comes back as a man, and I'm a man, and then our souls want to meet up. I'm still a man. I still come back a man. Do you know what I mean? All it means is that I'm gay. So my sexuality is that I prefer. I'm
What if you came back
homosexual. I
as a
just
woman?
prefer what?
What if you came back as a woman and Laura was still a woman?
Then I'm a lesbian.
Then,
I
yeah,
don't
but
get what you're saying. I'm still a woman. So now I'm a woman.
yeah, but then obviously,
Because
yeah, in
what?
terms of your physical body, but then that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say in terms of what I was my point is it just depends on what you identify
Jason,
as.
his face.
It depends on what you identify as, isn't it? In reality, regardless, like obviously you can be a man. Like, don't get me wrong, like I said, I fully believe obviously you got your body parts, so that defines in reality who you are.
No, but
But I'm just
I've already
thinking,
no because I've already touched on that. So I've already said, yeah, because who's the famous black guy in America whose little son um is gone through the change? Yeah,
Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade. Yeah. Now for me, what Dwayne Wade's doing, all I do is applaud him for that, for supporting his daughter in a
yeah,
way that he's
God,
doing that.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I support that. But again, that was then his daughter's decision and
Choice.
his family's decision. That was their choice to do that as a
But my
family.
make a
That's not
choice.
yeah, but that's not them saying to her when she was born, right? Well, we're not saying that you're a boy because when you grow older, you might want to be a girl. Do you see my point? And I think
Yeah.
that's where the difference is coming in. I'm not against it. Like I'm not saying that if someone feels like they're trapped in the wrong body, it's wrong for them to change or to do whatever.
You're just
That's not
talking
what
about young,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what you're born as. So, and for me, when we're talking about and we're going in this deep and we're talking about what it is, like I don't know. For me, it's just yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm more talking about what toys would you be playing with rather than your child being or preferring to be any different way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because obviously,
yeah, if that's all it is, then yeah, I'd let my child play with any toy.
Yeah, but then would you buy though? That's what I'm saying. Anton said he wouldn't, in
Nah,
his opinion.
probably
But then
wouldn't.
that's what I said. In reality, you don't, because obviously, yeah, boys, you normally get them like
and I think that's
boys
society.
before.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
but
that's
actually,
what,
but tell the truth though. I'll tell the truth. When Tyler was a toddler, I think one of the things that he asked for was a kitchen.
well, yeah,
Now,
that's
I'm not
what.
being sexist now. I'm saying, oh, only women be in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that because when I was grew up, my dad was the cook in my house anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Not my mum. So I'm not saying it like that. But normally when you think about young boys, like it wouldn't be a kitchen that you would have thought of associated, but that's what he asked for. So we just got him it because it's like, oh yeah, well, he wants a kitchen, so get him a kitchen.
And that's
So
what I tried.
yeah, so I feel like if it would have been like if you would have been walking through a shop and he would have seen the doll and like pointed that in and be like, oh, Daddy, can I have it? Can I have it? Like then I would have been like, oh yeah, because it's a doll. Do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been against it, saying, "Oh, you're not playing with that because it's a doll. I'm not buying you that."
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
It's good because obviously, so I know he's got a kitchen inside the kitchen, so he literally be cooking up whilst we're cooking up. Do you know what I mean? So it's like good to see. But this is what I think anyway. In terms of development, I feel like playing with toys such as kitchens and dolls and stuff like that. I think that does aid development.
Yeah.
Also, then playing with like cards also, because if you're playing with cards as a boy, it's not gonna really help with your speech. You just like rum 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 rum. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you
Nah,
play
man.
with dolls,
Don't you remember our car games when we was younger? We used to have a whole story going on. The fantasy world that we lived in, we was going, I'm coming to your house.
yeah, you're gonna drive. Yeah.
You get me,
But then
dude? Yeah, it's all like imagination, all like gameplay, though, isn't it?
But then with in general, like if you play with a doll model, like you're gonna be speaking, oh, sit down, I'm going to make you some food and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, me growing up, I used to play with Barbies. I didn't have any myself, but we had Action Men. But then obviously my cousins they had Barbies and stuff. But then that's what I said. I thought that in reality I was a smart child, but that's probably because I did play with stuff like that. Like even like with Savannah, one of our friends, she bought him a pram because he went round to the house. He kicked off because he wanted to use the pram. So he didn't want to leave the house without the pram. So in the end, she ended up like giving him a pram. It's a bright pink pram. So even that when we went for a walk the other day, he's like, yeah, I want to bring the pram. And he just brought it. So I just actually thought, you know what, it's just going to keep him calm. Do you know what I mean? So, but then some people like looking like, you got a pram, do you know what I mean? But it's just like, yeah, it's not
It's a toy.
really a thought.
It's a
But
toy.
then some people are like, yeah, man can't push pram. Why is the baby pushing him?
It's all, you
Why
know
the
what?
boy
For
push the
me,
pram?
yo, I remember being young, yeah, and pushing my little brother and sister. I was gassed. It's like a car, like, woo, 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 woo. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's a
exactly.
pram. It's a pram. All he's doing is there. He's working his hand-to-eye coordination.
And stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think toys, anyone can get any toys, but you just naturally do buy toys which are deemed like boys' toys or girls' toys for your child. That's just natural. Like without you even realizing it, it's like
Oh yeah, you do. Because society, innit? It's
yeah.
instilled into us. What's your thoughts, Carlos? Because you've just been hella quiet.
Well, I've bought Remy a kitchen. So Remy's got his kitchen. He's also got a shopping trolley as well. So he likes packing stuff into the trolley, unpacking the trolley, and doing stuff like that. So for me, whatever toy he wants, he can play with. I've not really got any issues with him playing with it, any sorts of toys, because to be fair, all the toys that we've bought him, he's got a few cars, he's got a few trucks and stuff, but he tends to play with the kitchen because he likes to open and close the cupboards, because that's what he does in the kitchen. So everything in his house is child locked, so that he doesn't go in all cupboards and slam everything because it's really annoying. And then he spends half of his time opening little cardboard shopping boxes, like cereal boxes and stuff, for the toy stuff. But
Yeah.
more often than not, he'd want to play with the real pots and pans. So I find buying kids' toys rather annoying at this stage, because he'd rather play with silly things like
The cardboard box that it came in.
the cardboard box it came in, like literally the amount of Amazon boxes and stuff that we had, and he just wanted to play with the box the whole time. I'm on the box, throw himself off the box, laugh at me like, haha, threw himself off the box, climb back on the box. And I'm like, but you've got this massive toy out of the box. Do you not want to play with a toy? Don't care. So for me,
you can get away with just buying in boxes. You can get away with
you know what? I remember I used to love boxes when I was small. What can I make out of this box?
And stuff. Yeah.
Yo, they don't go out of it.
Mm.
Tyler's 9 and he still cuts shit up out of the boxes, but now it pisses me off. because he comes in with the scissors, do you know what I mean? And sellotape and shit. And you're thinking, why, man? And then he'll go up after, do you know what I mean? After an hour of spending crafting, and be like, oh, look what I've done, Daddy. And you're like, oh, right, that's a big monstrosity. Where's that going to go? You know what I mean? And it lives in the corner of my living room for like 3 days before I can slip it out and bin it before, do you know what I mean? Madness.
Yeah, it's good watching him play with stuff, but yeah, it's because he goes to, well, before lockdown, he was going to these little kids groups where it's basically a play center. It's got all these different toys in it, and Laura would just take him there and he'd play with something, and she was like, well, when we were at the play center, he liked this toy, so that's why we ended up getting a kitchen, because he liked the kitchen when he was there. It's all he was playing with, so went out and bought him a kitchen. Plays with it every day. Likes to hide stuff in there. If you ever lose something, have a look in his kitchen. He's got one of them ride-on cars as well. That's got a boot. If you ever lose your car keys, look in his boot, because he likes to put the car keys in there. He likes to put his phone in there. He puts the house phone in there. So the house phone rings. So I ring the house phone all the time when he's put it in his boot. Jumps off his car, opens his boot, picks the phone up. Hello, 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 hello. He's just funny. But yeah, he loves to play with non-toys, so it's just life stuff. He literally just watches what we do. Well, I don't put my keys in the boot or anything like that, or put my phone in
I was going to say, is that what he's learning from you?
Yeah, he just watches you. So that's the kind of thing he wants to do, as well as opening cushions, anything with a zip or a clip on it. He just likes to play with clips. He likes to see how things work, basically. So
yeah, but that's good though, isn't it? Inquisitive.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, and then you know what? One more thing anyway before we wrap up, because I think we need to leave that subject. Just yours, Dash. And then this is one last one I just wanted to touch on, yeah. Because I've been seeing you guys' social media posts, yeah, and with the news and everything now, yeah. When you see that 70% of the BAME community, yeah, has refused the vaccine, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because then I get asked questions about that a lot, because obviously I live in Hull and there's not many black people here. So they're like, oh, why do you not trust the vaccine? Do you know what I mean? So rather than me talking for everyone, I thought, well, let me actually just see what your guys' opinions are before I give what mine is.
Yeah,
let's
start with Carl off on this one.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to be one of the early adopters. I'm not about that guinea pig lifestyle. So I'd like to see, I would like more information personally. I want to know more about it, because all I've heard is there's a vaccine and that's about it. There's a few side effects, but we've got a disclaimer so that we're not getting anything from it. If it works and if it's not going to do any bad and it's going to do good, then let the people that want to have it, basically. And if the people that don't really want to have it and don't need it, then that's
yeah, but why don't
before
when you say this, for me, they've explained how it works though. They have explained how it works.
Well,
So
go on. Oh, go on. Continue.
So they have explained how it works, haven't they? So it's a new way of how they do a vaccine, but I don't really want to try and explain it, because I've watched a couple of videos on it, etc., which I might put on in this link as well. But I'll send you that, which shows on how it was made and what it was made up of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because normally what it is, when you get a vaccine, then they put a bit of that actual flu, whatever, inside of you, whereas it doesn't work like that with this corona one. I'm sure it's something.
So you're taking it or not?
Sorry?
Are you going to say it?
So no.
Am I taking it? Well, you know what? Yeah, I think for me, I'm more conscious about taking this the Pfizer one, the one
Yeah.
that needs minus 70 degrees, just because I don't understand on
The
all the
logistics of it.
parameters I needs to follow. It just don't. I just don't. Not really sit right with me and not make it feel comfortable. And then with our government, I feel like they're messing around in it. They're playing games. So if whoever's organized, if I've designed something, yeah, and I tell you, it's like you get a microwavable meal, yeah, and the microwavable meal has instructions on how to cook your meal, yeah. You follow the damn instructions in it, and you cook your meal, yeah. The people who designed the vaccine said you take your first dose, and then 3 weeks later, why you take your second dose, yeah. Then all of a sudden, Professor Van Tam, whatever his name is, and people there have decided that we can wait 12 weeks because it's going to be a lot better for a lot more people just to get the first vaccine. Now, that's another thing that makes me feel like, well, because then you hear reports of, well, it's only like 30% effective. So then, if that is the case for me personally, then I don't really want to take it because I'm risking then putting something into my body that's maybe only going to be 30% effective. So I'm not being funny. Like, it might be selfish, I don't know, but I've lasted now without having it. Me and Laura think we may have had it in March, but that was before it all kicked off with all the testing and everything. So, you know what I mean? No, Corona.
Corona.
Oh.
So
that's what I'm trying to say. If you've had it, then your body should have helped you become. If you know see the variants of it, yeah, I do get that.
Dash, you need to repeat that what you just said.
Connection.
Okay.
Yeah, you're coming in.
Yeah. One sec. Yeah, is it all right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you don't sound confident in that. You know, asking the question.
Because you broke up when you said, "Is it all right now?" and then it went clear after it. So I was like, "Yeah."
Okay. Let me just see. Yeah, so I'm saying obviously there's different variants of it. So obviously people can get like, different ways or shapes or forms. So personally, I'm not taking it. That's all. I'm just not taking it because to me it's like, okay, fair enough. People can take it or people will take it, but then what? Are you still gonna have to social distance? Are you still gonna have to wear masks? So if you're still gonna have to do all those things, then what's the point?
Because if you get it, then it hopefully won't kill you. That's the point.
I've had it, and it didn't kill me. God with it. So
it didn't kill you, but it could kill someone that you interact with that you pass it on to.
Yeah, but I've had it. Can I catch it again?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
but you can catch it again, though. Yeah.
It's like a cold. You get different strains of it.
I'm saying in reality, before all this COVID thing, people have had colds and people still were going to work. And I used to always think that was nasty anyway. When people were sick, I used to be like, if you got a cold or not, well, stay off work. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like since this whole COVID thing, like, yeah, people have colds and whatnot. But if they didn't know it was COVID, they'll just think they just have well, some people, I'm not saying everyone would think that they just have a cold. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do get it. But I feel like if you do have it, if you're having to stay indoors and not going to see anyone anyway, then in reality, how are you spreading it? How are you spreading it for you?
That's if you're not going to see anybody, though.
Yeah.
Obviously,
yeah, I'm not saying I know that not everyone's going to be like that, but I'm saying like obviously if you got it, then like where are you actually going?
Because so obviously soon, yeah. So let's just fast forward to April, yeah, and you open up everything, all the lockdown goes, yeah, and you can go anywhere. So let's say then 60% of the population's vaccinated, 40% not. Yeah, you're one of the 40% that's not vaccinated, and then you're interacting or going around near people. Then so you could be a carrier just because you're not really affected to the point that you're going to be hospitalized. But I don't know. But Carlos could be. He could be affected more or worse by it, and then you go around near Carlos, and then you pass it on to Carlos.
But
And then yours has to
flip side to that is the ones that have chosen to be vaccinated against the ones that have chosen not to be vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, you shouldn't really be able to pass it on to someone else. If you're not being vaccinated, you shouldn't be able to pass it on to someone that's been vaccinated. So,
I don't know. You said that.
What's the point in having the vaccination?
But you don't die.
It's not going to protect you to stop you from getting it from someone else that's not vaccinated.
The whole point, yeah, it is, because it's the same with the flu virus. So because I get the flu vaccine every year, yeah, because of my asthma. So just because I get the flu vaccine, that doesn't mean I'm not going to catch the flu. I'll still catch the flu, but it won't be it shouldn't take as bad an effect on me because I've already had a taste of it. My immune system then should build it up and say, right, okay, we're ready to fight this now. So when you do get it, you shouldn't have to go to hospital or you shouldn't die from it.
Yeah, that's what you've been told. It's a new drug, right?
Internet's moving mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Joash is on dialogue.
You look stressed, you know. Try it again, Josh. Try it again.
Is that all right now?
Yeah.
Like I say, to me, obviously, it's something that is new. Like I said to you the other day, I don't even like taking paracetamol. Never mind. I'm not going to be injecting something that's just coming the other day, like into my body. Like, why would I do that? Like, I hear what you're saying, but I ain't looking to have no adverse reactions or anything along those lines. Why is the Jesus face? Like I said, it's too new for me. It's too new. Like, no one knows the implications or what impact.
You know, and I just want to just touch on that, yeah, because one of my friends, yeah, her sister's a microbiologist, isn't it? And she tried because I touched on the same thing and I said the same thing because I was actually on the phone to her, and I was saying, how can this vaccine be made so quick? You get me? Normally, it takes years for these vaccines to be made. Yeah, why all of a sudden, yeah, within a year, yeah, boom, you've got all these different vaccines popping up. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I've been trying to fight cancer for how many years, but yeah, that's still ongoing. But then again, that's the biggest money maker ever, so they're probably never gonna find a cure for that.
All of them are, but okay, well, continue.
But then, basically, the way that she explained it is so the flu vaccine anyway, that gets done every year anyway, so that gets done within a year, yeah, because it's a flu vaccine, so it has to be. There's a new strain that comes out every year. And what she explained to me about this is with Corona, because COVID's a big thing, so all governments, everyone was focusing on it. So it's gone through the exact same process as any other normal vaccine would do, but it's just that they've had the funding thrown behind it and they've had all the research. Do you know what I mean? So, and all the volunteers of people that said that they actually want to come and do it so that they can get the research for it. So that's how they've been able to fast track it so quick, because of the money and the amount of people that have volunteered to take the vaccine and do the trials. Simple. So it will still go through the same amount of people. And I agree with you. The only one thing what I said, and I said it to Laura, because because she was at hospital, so she's had the first jab of the vaccine. And then she's looking at me because she's like, are you gonna have it? And I was like, I don't know if I want that one. She's like, why not? And then she started trying to switch on me. Well, I've had it and I've not died. And I said, not yet. And what it is for me, I sort of see your issues where it's what are the long-term side effects. I think that's what my concern is. If you talk about side effects, it's what are the long-term ones. Do you know what I mean? Rather than short-term, because we've done all these tests on all these people now. So surely, if there was some sort of adverse effect where you're dying off, you get me? Then why you wouldn't have released it? It wouldn't be safe for people to take. And I don't think it's one of these things where people say, "Oh, it's the government," because if the government wanted to do you, yeah, they'll just put it in your water. And half of these mad people that are talking, yeah, that you see actually on social media that are talking about, oh, I won't touch that, I won't touch that, I won't touch that. Buy drugs off Bob down the fucking street. You get me? They don't know what they're putting up their nose. They don't know what they're smoking. but yet they're gonna go mad about a vaccine. It's mad. It's mad. Or say, oh, it's got 5 days. Or a chip in a liquid. That's mad. Again, mad. Like, do you know what I mean? You can chip me if you want to. I don't understand why people want to chip you. Your iPhone now can hear you. So what did it need to chip you for?
Yeah, I said all those things. Obviously, yeah, those are the things. But I'm saying in reality, even at one point in time back in the day, the government they rolled out some like morning after sickness thing for women, and then all the people that was taking it, all the kids came out like with like bare disabilities and all those things there. So that's again something new what they did push out, and people were like willing to take because obviously they thought it was a good thing. So to me, like set things like that, like I'm not in a rush to take it. And really, like I said, I don't even like taking normal like medicine or anything along those lines. In reality, that's just me and health in that sense. Because in reality, pharmaceutical companies, us being sick is what keep them in business, and in reality, the businesses at the end of the day, and that's how you have to look at it. We're just customers by consuming these products. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It may work for some people, they may not. That's with everything. It can work for other people, but for me personally, like I said, I just don't really. To be fair, I don't even really go to the doctors. I should do and stuff like that because obviously they are professionals and they probably know about my health more so than what I know. But in reality, it's just something that I've never
Why
really
will
touched.
you start trusting your damn doctor? Yeah, and if you don't trust your
No,
doctor,
it's not even about trusting. Like I said, in reality, it's a case of I feel, and I've said it to you before, that there is like natural ways of healing. Everything that's been put in the earth has been put in the earth for a reason. And the same way that those doctors have been put in the earth, we've been put in the earth for a reason. But like I said, it's just like I've never felt like I've really been that sick just yet.
I agree with you.
I need to go to
I
the
agree with you
doctors.
about naturalness because I've been watching all sorts of Joe Rogan podcasts and about mushrooms and fungi and going into that, but that's a totally different thing. I can talk deep on that. But there's all different medicines and stuff that we used to have traditionally that's been wiped out for whatever reasons because of the side effects it was giving you. So, but anyway, sorry, Jason, what's your piece on it?
We've got to work for the NHS, isn't it? So they've already tried to force me to take it plenty of times.
So you haven't took it yet? No.
I haven't took it yet. I'm like out of an office of out of finance, out of an office of about 60 people, there was only 2 people who didn't take it.
Oh, one of them.
Out of everyone else took it.
You feel everyone that was like the herd mentality though, or do you feel like people just felt like there was like pressurized?
I feel like if we're being honest about it, us as black people don't trust the government, and I think white people do trust the government. It's as simple as that. I think, and it's not to say that they're naive or whatever, but I feel like we are always, I feel like when the man, quote unquote, tells us, yo, you have to do this, we're like, we listened to you guys once before. Thank you, well.
Trust me.
You know what's mad though, yeah? Because what makes me laugh is you get enough man saying that they're not taking it. But you do know that when all these airports and everything and all these countries start vaccine passports, yeah, and saying that you need to do it, watch how many people rush to get their ass vaccinated.
Yeah, some people can't survive our holidays in reality. That's how it is, isn't it?
Watch how many people rush to get their ass vaccinated, or even just going home. Just going home. You know what I'm saying? Rash, you're stuck here now. You can't go through that airport because you've not got a vaccine passport. Obviously, give it 6 months and you'll be able to get them on the black market. But right about now,
Haven't you seen I Am Legend?
Yeah.
Facts.
Have you not seen I Am Legend? Everyone took the vaccine and then look what happened. Do you get me? And man like Will Smith talking to Fred.
Ask him why he's moved.
Oh man.
No, I'm trying to say.
So Jason, are you not gonna take it then?
Oh, I'm gonna be 100% honest. Yeah, I feel like I would take it, but I feel like if I took it, I'd be ostracized from the black community. I mean, serious. I feel like I don't know. I think then again, I am naive. I'd hate to think that the government's going to give us something which did not intentionally isn't fit or isn't 100% safe. I'd hate to think it. So yeah, I probably would take it. I'm not too keen to be an early adopter though, but yeah, in the future, I'll give it a few months. Let me see how other people react to it, and then yeah, if it seems okay, then yeah, probably would take it. But as you said, Anton, I want to say once the borders open up again, and they're like, "Yo, to leave the country, you've got to take it." I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "Ah, fuck it, you know what? Let's take it."
No trust.
I'll be honest, like I'm not against vaccines, innit? Like I'm similar to Dash in the sense that I'm not a tablet person. So like even if I'm not a paracetamol person, innit? So like my head, like I've got to be like I feel like I've got someone stamping on my head for me to even take me. You know what I mean? Like
it's the only thing that's gonna make me think, I need to take something.
Yeah,
I'm not like that. But then I've always sorry, Carlos.
I just said I had toothache and wisdom tooth for the first lockdown. I had to have codeine because I couldn't even eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't do nothing. I had to have something strong to just knock me out. But yeah, it's bad that.
That's what I'm saying. But other than that, I don't really want to touch anything. So like the vaccine, like I say, I get the flu vaccine every year. So the vaccine don't bother me. Like it's like, oh yeah. Like I say, I think if it was the Oxford one and someone said to me, "Oh yeah, you can have this Oxford vaccine," I'll just go. I'll get it because I can't see what it's going to do to me. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to kill me. I've had my kids.
At the end of the day,
you got your life.
That's one of the things, innit? People like, "Oh yeah, because then you can't have kids." Well, I've had mine, so you just saved me a job. That's what happened.
So if it makes you sterile, you're not fussed. If it makes you sterile, you're not fussed.
Nah, bro, that's just saving me a job. That then I got him to get the sniff in it. Standard. I'll be buzzing if that happened to me, but I don't know. I just but obviously I know, but I don't know. I think for me, I would get it, but I will get it. I think when it's more, and I think if I could in the correct period of when they've suggested to have it, then I'll be more willing to get it. Like right now, if they rang me up and said, "Oh yeah, we've got an appointment for you tomorrow, and your next one's not for another 12 weeks," like they said to Laura, "Are you coming?" I'll say no. And they'll say why. I said because the people who made it, they said that you should be taking it within 3 weeks. So if you can't administer that now, then I will wait until you can do that. So you get everyone else out the way that you want vaccinated, and then let me know when I can get mine in the correct time scale.
I heard though that the 3-week thing is a recommendation, not so the 12. I heard that the 12-week is the maximum period that they could wait to have the second.
Lying.
That's what I heard, and it's been confirmed by the WHO or whatever that does the thing.
Yeah, of course they would say that, man, because the World Health Organization. Now, what the guy said, is because they've tested it at different periods in it. Do you know, like when it does doing all through the trials, and they said when you do it, if you administer the second vaccine within 3 weeks, that's when you get that higher percentage.
Yeah.
So basically, the longer that you leave it throughout that 12 weeks, the percentage drops. So when you're getting it done on week 12, you're only going to get 33% protection or 30% protection, whatever.
Has anyone else heard that it only lasts for a certain amount of time, so you'd have to go through the whole thing again? Or it's just that? Yeah.
Like the flu vaccine, that only lasts a year, and they don't know how long it lasts for.
See, that's also another thing that's long. I don't like needles, so that's just an extra
You know what?
factor.
Yeah. It will be different if they said, okay, the vaccine's out, there's no more lockdowns or no more nothing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if they said that, then that's a different story, isn't it?
but it's not you take it the next minute you go into lockdown, so it's just you and the vaccine, just chilling with your side effects, just on your one. You know what I mean? Like if they said obviously, yeah, everything's just opened up and life can go back to normal, so to speak, you know what I mean? And it'll be different, but
Yeah.
man, they're gonna still be going into lockdown. It's gonna be still saying, "Oh, this is high, this is high, this is high." So then it's just like, what's the point? If you go into lockdown, you can't see no one anyway. So it's just one of them.
Mm.
It is true though. It is true though. But then certain countries like Wuhan now, they're just living up like normal, like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have even took the vaccine and that. They're just living up as normal.
Mm.
Obviously, regardless, like over here, as long as the borders have been open, then in reality they can't stop nothing, and that's just the truth.
We only closed our borders like last month or something, so it's just a joke. Government's a joke.
That's a different story.
So,
Anyways, anyone else got anything more to add on to the vaccine? Or should I
let me
just
know how
summarize
it
by
goes.
saying I'll probably end up taking it. Dash, not taking it at all. Jason, not taking it sometime. Carlos,
Maybe a late adopter, whatever.
So, Carlos, quick question though, bro. Is your main reason now that we're, cutting it to, being honest, is it because you're scared of needles?
Mate, don't like needles. It's not that. It's what I would want to do is speak to
So,
more.
for example, say if you get the vaccine as, I don't know, a suppository, would you take it then?
Even less likely. Even less likely. Thank you, though. But no, I feel like I need to have more conversation with people that are more clued up with the doctor side of things.
Than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Bro.
You're welcome.
at least he's honest.
Cool.
Well, that's big anyway. Well, let's wrap it up there then. Thank you. If you are still watching now, we do appreciate it. So please like the video, share and subscribe. My name's Anton.
And it's me, Dash. Read the note at the bottom. It says, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And follow at Black Does Lives on Instagram, on YouTube. Do what you need to do. You know the vibe. It's me, Dash. That's Unfavorite Dad. And we're out.
Yeah, thanks for listening in again, guys. It's Carlos. Glad that you can keep with us. Tell a friend to tell a friend and all that, Thank you.
You know the vibes.
You know who the fuck it is. It's your boy, Young Idris, Jason at TBE_Blaze. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the fucking vibes. Let's wrap it up.